Did you want a sparring partner, or do you think that the air is going to fight back?
I'll take a sparring partner. Just warming up, there's a patrol later and feel a little rusty. I talked to Arn.
Fair enough.
He's curious as to what exactly you intend. If you...
Just what I told you the day before.
Yeah, so noisemakers and such to make noise if what people are close.
An alert system to be able to make sure that anybody in your retinue of guards, and people who wander around this place, are aware if somebody enters some place that they shouldn't.
If you can draw up some diagrams, I think that would definitely help us understand it a bit better.
Of course.
Thanks.
I don't suppose you have a spare sword lying around. I left mine with my armor.
Yeah, there's probably a blunted practice one over here.
Yeah, all the better.
There you go.
Perfect.
Looks almost exactly like yours.
Oh, ha ha. Mine is a lot better than this.
Yes. Go easy, I'm supposed to be riding a horse in less than an hour.
No, I understand. Besides, this thing is blunted. The most I would be doing is taps.
You are a warforged, Tang. You could lop my head off if you wanted.
I trained with Trent. I would be able to lob you in two if I wanted.
Ready?
Ready. I'll mainly be defensive.
I haven't been in a proper engagement since the burning attack I had. Well, I tell a lie. Did you hear Arn went toe-to-toe with Nashrak?
Really?
Yeah.
That's a name I'm not exactly aware of.
Ah, Nashrak, the,
Blow on the leg.
yeah. The, orc, remaining grey orc that's kind of taken control of the, orc fortress. Well, forces. There's two. There's one in the lead mine, which I believe is Nashrak, and one in Belerno. Nashrak is the one that... Good hit. Nashrak is the one that
the legs.
set me on fire. And he's got quite a following.
I see.
So when he came and challenged us to an, quote, honorable duel, we were intrigued enough. Of course, once Arn got the best of him, he attacked with the rest of his group, but Arn bested him. Whew. Quick. Arn bested him, and...
Wearing something different under these robes. Go on.
He, ran away with his tail between his legs. Nashrak the Craven.
Blow for blow. Nashrak the Craven. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's my name for him at least. Maybe it'll
But-
catch on.
If you bested him, then that just means that the forces are starting to scatter, aren't they?
Correct.
Or is somebody else gonna pick up the disheveled helmet of whatever the fuck he was wearing?
Well, he's still alive, unfortunately. Which, is worrisome, but
It's
his
annoying.
pride has been hurt, and they're less inclined to follow him, which means they might flock to the other one. It is quite a possibility. It's quite a possibility, but hopefully we can attack them before they manage to rally underneath one of them.
That's more like what I expected.
Careful, I'm not wearing my mask.
Go, Tang, kick his ass.
Mainly, given your choice of weapon, I less expect you to block and more expect you to deflect.
Not the flag you glide away. A block is hard to stop.
I would hit you, but you are made of metal.
Actually, go ahead. No, quite literally. You'll notice that there's an ever so slight give to it. Not usual, but it's not as rigid as his other armor.
Flesh! Flesh man!
It's not flesh.
Flesh forge.
What is it? Flesh forge. Isn't that just everyone?
We are.
Yeah. One of us.
Yeah!
It's the armor that we found down there.
Oh, the light armor.
Yeah. He undoes his robes a bit. You can see the distinct coloration.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Soma, I just hurt Tang
was so
so
tempted to
badly,
throw this at
you
you.
should totally stitch him up. We totally didn't go both of blows.
Yeah, wonderful display.
Thank you, Torty.
It's alright. Sorry, didn't come to the tavern. I got distracted by Miss Ladia.
I finished the
Really
two
good.
saddles for your dad. You didn't pay for them yet, but I figured I could bring them over.
Yeah, bring him over and I'll have one of the guards bring some money to you.
You know what? You
Are
did
all,
something strange.
I can't get products until like money gets.
I killed him. Soma!
God, he's dead.
Soma!
Why the fuck goes
My name,
How would I say?
Sometimes they forget. Sometimes they forget. I mean,
The pipe clamps.
There is. I don't think that you've
Give me
ever tried to clamp a hemorrhage in my body.
He just stole your water skin, dude.
Is that gin? What is that?
Technically, he pays for it
That's
now.
alright, I've magically. Hold on, that's alright. I've magically got another.
My
There we
God.
are.
I swear.
But yeah, Overrain will actually kill me if I bring out product before getting payment.
Okay,
So
I will, yeah, let the guards know. How much do they owe you?
there's 9 silver, 80 copper. Yes, 9 silver, 80 copper.
Okay, I'll let them know. Expect them in the next day or so.
Sounds good. All right, thank you.
I never got these.
Oh,
You just-
these are usually. These things are set up with pegs in places where strikes normally come in according to your height. Head, diagonal, that, and you can practice doing arm blocks or moving a weapon inside a place to
Remind me never to
kind
fight
of
you.
meet the force.
Right.
Remember, I had one of these in Ledford.
Don't do
Vaguely.
For the reason that most of these things are taller than me. That was real people.
I've never seen
Yeah.
that before.
Well, mine was made out of stone, and I made it look like an actual person so I could get used to target locations.
Scrolling, Jordy.
This is more for technique.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
But
Oh my fucking.
think of it like this. It's a
What?
wooden post.
Jordy
And if you-
this one, and of course, as they revolve back and forth, the other one with a critical one in the side of your head.
What did you do?
I probably should have mentioned that some of these spin.
you just fucking hurt yourself.
I looked away for 30 fucking seconds.
What you're saying is you got
So,
Soma, you check her out.
there's two
Make sure her
versions of these.
Stain isn't
One is
blemished.
stationary, one spins.
God, I'm
This
here.
is why I do range.
Jordy, for real, are you doing alright?
I take blunt force trauma to my head almost every other day.
Yeah, some of these spin.
Blamed so much.
You know it's bad when a doctor just turns around and not face you
But
anymore.
it helps to get somebody ready for the equivalent force of dealing a blow and then blocking one.
You got
Got
it. Look, you fucking look like you got hit pretty damn hard over there.
And for the stationary ones, it's to get your body used to the
Not as bad as the other ones.
feeling of
Traded you with.
hitting a brick wall. You know how it feels whenever somebody swings at full force.
Yes.
At least it's not bleeding, so you're fine.
And do you know how it feels when you swing against somebody swinging at full force?
I'll just
Yes.
walk off my concussion. That's fine.
But how it wasn't
That's what
the
they
fucking
emulate,
it-
except
it-
usually it's for bare hands.
laying on the floor.
I've done it without gloves
Probably.
when I've had my sword, and I've really
I've seen
put
a
it
couple of
behind
patients
it,
who
and
are
it is
literally
like
trying to swallow their own tongue unconscious. That to me is a concussion.
Ever
You're
wondered
not
why I
doing that, are
had
you?
certain things
So
in
you're
my
not
arm?
concussed.
Okay, cool.
How does this shit work again?
go on, Soma.
Do it.
Okay.
You're better than me.
So, what you want to do
Oh
is
god.
when you're going up against it, one is a blow, the next is a block. And you should expect the same amount of force that you put in to come out. So, if I was to strike this up here, that peg would hit me down below, so I would have to hit high,
I like the
block
Hobbit
down.
way.
And you find a bush that's bigger than you and you hide in it.
Yeah. Solid plan.
Why
That's
are
how I
you
used to
looking at
fight.
me like that?
Lived this far doing that.
No, I'm just,
All right.
so
Isn't that the way
So
it's about?
So-
like,
Square yourself up against the opponent. You don't,
Son of a bitch.
you're not trying to hug the post, Soma.
I'm not trying to hug
Literally
the
went into
post. I
battle
was
with
trying
the
to see if you could
motherfucker.
do
So,
some kind of kick
you-
to the post.
Well, yeah, but you were doing this super close. If you're going to kick the post, you need a distance between you
Hey,
and the
like, oh,
peg.
look at your child here.
Stop
It's
mocking
not a,
me.
it's not a leg rest. So if you were going to,
Like, you're my child. I figured.
if
My
you're going
lord,
to
are you
move
trying? Are you
something,
trying to pork?
I'm doing a poke this training post.
that's what I thought you were going to do.
Probably be taller,
No,
be purple.
no.
He's doing now is what I saw you doing.
Substantial
But
amount.
okay,
Yeah.
I
listen.
seriously thought he was gonna pork that.
Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Bringing up a knee to one of the posts in the side of the dummy. If you were to strike it, expect one or multiple of these to swing back around with equivalent force. So you need to strike, return to a neutral position, and be ready to block or deflect or counter strike.
Yeah,
You can do it. Yeah. You have to keep going back and forth, back and forth.
H-O-T-T-O-G-O.
This is like.
Yeah, it almost slapped you upside the head. You
Yeah.
weren't ready. With
Anyway.
How do you think so? Oh my god! Oh, I thought you killed him. I thought that you were slumped over and somebody hit you in the stomach.
You know, I've seen cats literally do that. Stuff like that. I'm not saying that you are, my lord, but it just reminds me of it.
I used to be so much more
I
flexible.
mean, very cat-like dexterity doesn't
I used to
exactly
be so
stop.
flexible.
Oh yeah.
I'm not so much anymore.
I almost walked out on the palms of my hands. I'm not. No,
Do it.
Mm-mm.
I don't have the space for that. But all right,
Oh no, he's gonna hurt himself.
Oh no. Yeah, it's
I'm
gonna be
gonna
your
try.
fault.
Especially with
But yeah,
sticks
no.
in my hands.
After taking that and that almost hitting me in the front, like the back of my head. Yeah, no,
That's so
ass. I'm not messing with
cursed.
that anymore. What
What,
was
me,
that?
me
Wait.
on all fours?
Yeah, Tang. Imagine Tang running towards you on all fours. How fucking cursed that would be.
No.
I was able to
Yo,
move along the side of
I
a
don't-
wall on all fours before.
Have you met Hermie? Hermie was talented enough that like he could like touch the ground behind him by going like this. It was scary. It's like he didn't have a spine, and just like fold in half backwards.
So, do you want me to go open up the tavern for you?
Everyone here can hear the approaching sound of plates in chain coming from the gate to the Ertard estate.
Oh, what is that?
Oh, great.
Oh.
Kyler, really quickly, am I imposing?
Imposing on.
As in, should I be here?
You two would make yourself clear. Lord Erdard. Captain.
My lord. Yes, Baron.
I believe you have a couple of words for the young Lord Erdard, do you not?
Yes, of course. Without a doubt, undubiously so, I do have a perusal of vocabulary I'd like to share with the good lord.
Well said. Step
Yes.
forward.
Of course. My good lord, I made a grave error, thinking I was being tactily coherent. At the moment, I realized it put far more risk than I should have, and should have followed your lead as a nobleman, and for that I am deeply, deeply sorry. As a man in service to the barony and to the baron himself, I realize my actions reflected upon the baronage more so than my personage, which was a ill-graven mistake. I hope that the good lord can find it in his valorous heart to forgive my transgression and know that it shan't happen again.
I should hope not. I appreciate your kind words.
Yes, well, I understand that I made a mistake, so we learn from those.
I would urge more critical thinking in those moments in the future.
Yes, well, speaking of critical thinking, the good Baron did just that. He had an idea that I think he'll bring up himself.
Yes, Captain. I believe you have said your piece.
Yes, Baron, thank you.
Lord Erdard.
My Baron.
I'm glad you found his apology to be substantial to you. When your father had come to me and spoke of the regards and the lack of decorum on the wall, I knew I had to set things right immediately. It is true. The Captain Bartholomew is indeed a privateer for the dynasty. He is what I would almost consider to be almost a deniable asset, but he serves the dynasty. That being the case, it made a demand of the good captain to assist you and your father with something that he has brought to me recently. He's informed me that a great deal of your company still has yet to arrive. The captain here shall be taking his ship and ferrying the very remainder of that company down the strait, free of charge.
Yes, my lord.
Thank you, good captain. I appreciate your charity.
Yes, of course, my lord. Anything to further the needs of the barony and the good purple and gold, as it were. I shall be departing tonight and ferrying who I can down the strait. Should be able to move about 80 at a time.
Thank you.
Of course.
The captain will act swiftly. He's very proficient in his art, and I expect there will be no trouble along the way. Am I right, good captain?
No trouble at all, sir. None to be had. Any trouble that comes my way will find itself dealt with strictly, and of course, your baronage will know about it at once, be it by raven or word to mouth, my lord.
Very good, Captain. I'm pleased to hear that. Would hate for us to have a second conversation.
Yes, of course not. I remember the third conversation you had with the last privateer, and I don't intend to share his rope. So, straight and narrow from here on, my lord.
Good. Glad that we could solve that. Now, Captain, I believe you have a voyage to prepare for.
Yes, I shall do that at once.
Make that about 30-40 seconds.
My lords.
Truly, I am sorry for such the matter.
Yes.
I would not have him if I did not need him. Trust
I
me.
understand, my baron.
Despite the grinning demeanor and the almost seems to be comical act, he's rather quite dangerous.
Scrapes. Looks like he's been whipped by something.
Yes, he made that clear yesterday when he, what did he say? Threatened to blow my purple brains out through my luscious locks.
He just took a sprint and only just stopped.
Colorful vocabulary.
Yes, colorful vocabulary indeed for a privateer. A tad much, I would say.
But if he can get the rest of my men here, we'll consider it squared on my end.
I need to speak to them.
I appreciate you and your understanding of this matter.
Of course, my baron, I know you wouldn't do anything opposed to me on purpose.
I had received 2 missives that day. One from your father, and one from the harbor master.
Whatever he saw.
Seems he was a bit predisposed with what had happened at the docks. It seems he also seeks to make it right, but I suppose I will let for him to make that decision, and when he so choose to do so.
I can handle that, fine.
Down the steps that is looking.
Name?
You let me know if anything is ever to occur again on this front, and I hope it never does, but you know where to find me.
Of course, I'll keep a close eye on the matter. Make sure things move smoothly.
Excellent. I will not take any more of your day, seeing as you have quite the audience needing you. A good day, young Lord Arad.
Thank you, my baron. We must host you here sometime.
I would love to.
I want to host them a little bit sooner than later, if you wouldn't mind, Baron. There's something you need to hear about as well. I need to speak to you and the Lord Erdhart. Preferably the Lord Marshal as well, but we'll do what we have.
Then I'll make myself scarce. But carrying along a quick message from Soma. There is another lord at your front gate who wishes to speak with you. But I think this takes urgency.
Very well.
I found it.
You found it?
If my current state isn't obvious enough.
Looking at him, you both can see the Dahlia's paler than snow. Whipped to shit, scratches, scrapes. Looks like only recently he stopped running. And in his eyes, he looks afraid.
You will forgive me. I am rather lost. You have found what exactly?
That's why we need to speak inside, sir.
If you're willing to host, Lord Erdhart.
Of course, my baron.
Shall we then?
I would not do this if it was not of the utmost importance, my baron.
This does fall under the purview of security of the barony, my baron, if you would prefer myself and my father to handle it until... Well, I just don't want to take up more of your time than necessary.
It's quite all right. But if anything... Lord Erdhart, would you mind seeing to my security for the time being? I do actually need to send something back to the keep, and I want these two be my runners.
Of course.
I'll be with you in a moment.
Look after the root and do some parliament so that my mother's made aware. Understand there's
Yes, my best.
some true boots.
Both of you. Make haste. Are we? This is my first time within your halls.
Ah. I'd give you a proper tour if not for the pressing nature.
Of course. That can wait. Let's see what Master Dowie has to bring to us.
It comes outwards. Please.
Of course. I would not go as so far as to disrespect your father and sit at his what seems to be his temple. Would you mind if I...
Of course.
My thanks, Lord Earhart. Now, Master Dowie, to the matter at hand.
I have no intention of mincing words, so if you will forgive me being so blunt.
Let us not mince words. Seems you have seen quite a great deal.
The previous day I brought to the attention of both Lord Earhart and his father of a body we had found with that of a war troll having been slain up near the Forbidden City, the lost one, the ruins.
This man Malorian, yes.
The beast was rent asunder as if its armour was naught but paper, and clumps of fur were held within its grasp. The tree tops themselves were rent asunder, and from looking at the fur I could tell that it was the fur of a manticore. I can now confirm with my own eyes that it is indeed a manticore. Red of scale, black of fur, poison-tipped barb at its end, larger even than your griffins, the Sinostra Manasilic, if I remember rightly.
Correct.
I was scouring the woods in search of signs of my people. I was searching for any evidence I could bring before the Lord Marshal to further prove my sightings, and I was set upon by the beast itself. I am only here because I chose to run instead of fight. The trees in the local area were completely rent asunder, and at this time, I need to warn you that your desires to rebuild at the forest area would be a death sentence for any worker, as it was not but a few steps from that area. It is scouring the woods of the I would say northern, northeastern regions.
I see. So this beast in question, this winged predator, how much of a threat is this creature to my home, to Nautis?
With respect, sir, I did not verify if it could breathe fire, but the poison in its tail alone could fell a troll with but a single swipe.
My father has seen manticores in his younger days and mentioned that at full strength they have the ability to melt castles with their breath.
It is my opinion this one is not far off from having such an ability. It is crimson of scale, and its eyes are that of burning coals. I think it merely chose to toy with me rather than attempt to hunt me. Otherwise, I would not be here right now, and a partial part of the forest would likely be ablaze. I'm not one for fooling around or making false claims. I claimed the same when I saw the father of the 3 Cyclops, and one such Cyclops helped us rend the Orc wall. I understand that my word as a slayer is not one that most can go by, but I cannot, in good conscience, keep this to myself upon finding the beast in person without any shadow of a doubt.
You found the beast, or you found the beast and its den? Nest? What do we...
I found the beast itself. Or more appropriately, it found me.
So we don't know where it resides
And just
yet.
about killed me. The mountains as clear as day. That's where it came from, at least. Where in the mountains? I could not tell you. The orcs are clambering all over it. Unfortunately, at this time, I don't have much more than what I saw. This thing is larger than any cart currently in the province. Could manhandle it with ease. Its wingspan is almost double this room. Perhaps more in that direction from that end to this end. Its scaled armor looks like it would take no less than a cannon even to scrape it.
Master Dowie, is there a solution to this?
At this time, we slayers have been known to try and fell beasts as such. It's one of the greatest beasts and greatest honours to hunt, however. This beast alone can sunder an entire fortress if given the opportunity. Unfortunately, I cannot fly, and I have no means to injure it enough to ground the beast, and even then I do not know if I could face it alone.
Then may I ask a second question? Similar to our previous Cyclops problem, we were able to redirect it, distract it. Is this possible for this creature, or is this creature set on slaughtering anything in its path?
Unfortunately, sir, I would hazard that it is free to hunt everything in this region, be it orc, man, or beast.
We don't know why it's here, what its purpose is. It might be moving here to hunt or to possibly challenge Xenostra Maledictum. We don't know. Until we know its purpose for being here and what it's trying to accomplish, trying to redirect it would be very difficult.
I see. I thank you for bringing this information forward to me, Mr. Dowie, but at this current stand still, seems we have no solution. I will be in touch with your father in this regard, seeing as he obviously has great experience, or at least ample experience with this creature.
I can attest to having slayed one of its cubs before. Well, not this beast, but a cub of this beast before, and there were 2 slayers in tandem with me. I am the sole survivor. And that was a cub.
I appreciate you bringing the realism of the situation forward to me, Master Dowie, but as it still stands, I do not have anything to combat this, nor do I wish to try and burn through every resource I have. For I do not have much to burn in regard to trying to kill something that seems almost nigh impossible, as you've explained.
The reason that I feel that you should be aware of it is earlier when you went and made your excursion, I was attempting to warn the wood elf that you went with of the beast's presence. At that point, you could have been in serious danger. It would be wise for you and your family to stay away from the woods for your own safety.
I thank you for your concern, Mr. Dowey. I do. But I have been
I'm only trying to do
in
my
danger
duty, sir.
since my youth. Whether it be basically by man, beast, or anything in between. I do not fear the creature, but I understand the realism of this situation. And as I have accepted many realisms, Cyclops' betrayals, I must meet it head on with what I can. As it stands, I must formulate, obviously, a proper offensive with my marshal in this regard.
I appreciate you accepting my word, as most do not. We're not looked upon kindly by our own kin, let alone those not of our ilk. So do not feel that it is not lost upon me that you are listening to my words, especially given my conduct in the past has left me in this province at an unstable relationship, given my closeness to the blood sister Kaz.
I can understand the uncomfortability it must have been to try to bring this forward, but still, nonetheless, you did. That means you have changed, if not at least have resolve for at least greater things than obviously yourself and your quest. Trust me, Master Dowey, I know who you are. The Von Folder envoy spoke quite a bit of words in regards to you and your oath. I do not see you as a plague in home. A troubled individual, maybe to some, but as far as I have seen thus, you've assisted in removing the actual plague from my home. The orcs. And I do not forget. Thank you for what you brought forth with me today. We will obviously converge on another time, once I have spoken to the Marshal Lanks, to see if there is genuinely something we can do. As for yourself, obviously, I do not think I can give you an order, but to your own, I would obviously hope that you do not meet your demise at such a creature.
I have done my best to avoid such, but my camp is out in the woods and I must keep an eye on it, lest it head further
I
inwards.
ask that you continue to inform us of the creature's movements, of its perhaps prey, seeing as that remains aloof as of now.
It is very difficult to miss. Unless the cloud covers the sky, it should be simple for me to track if it's in the woods. If it's in the mountains, I'm unable to make my way through the amount of orcs and swarming them. But I would say that if it is in the mountains, more than likely it is feasting on the orcs as well. I do not have any qualms of this thing being easy to tame by the Uruks, so I do not think we have to worry about the potential of a war boss riding the beast. This thing seems far too
I would avoid such
wild.
speculation unless it becomes relevant.
It's more of a fear of things I've seen in the past.
Fear clouds the mind, Master Dowey.
I've kept more of your time than I had deigned to hope, but I'm glad that you heard my words, both of you.
Of course.
It was not a pleasant experience.
I can imagine not.
I will keep my eye open. Hopefully I will be able to warn you before it should encroach any closer. If not, I've done what I can. Baron,
Thank you, Slayer.
I will take my leave.
Do not let it dwell on your mind, Lord Eddard.
Truth
of the matter is, we will find a solution, no matter how much the odds are against us. For if I have recalled correctly, we've done the impossible.
I will do some reading on the beast and see if there's any historical things of them being slain. See if we can't learn a thing or two from those before us. My Baron?
Sorry, it's a trick of mine. That is good of you. Like I said, I will speak with your father in the regards. I do feel the need to pick his mind, if anything. I do know, obviously, it might be hard to recall everything from his youth. If anything, might be substantial, helpful, anything.
Absolutely. We'll come up with a plan. We'll figure this out.
Indeed. But for now, we handle it with what we can at our disposal. Through honor and wisdom we lead. It's a magnificent quote.
Could not think of better words to live by.
Or I. You would see me up to just the keep's gate. That should be more than suffice.
I was just about to offer as such. How is the good Baroness?
I'm glad you and your father, my mother, we are both inquiring around both our regards. As for my mother, she is good. She recently was in town today, presiding over something that was happening about with the Yaman.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I overheard what some of the issues were.
Is that right?
Yeah, something about a cow going missing or someone being hurt or... Truthfully, it seems
Sounds
below...
like the normality for the common folk.
Come tell her. Yes, the Almond's doing a fantastic job so far.
I was going to ask how you and your father, your men, are taking to your new abode, to the keep. Are you adjusting well?
It is a large adjustment for myself, but Arn and most of the men seem at home, so I can't complain. Took me a while to get used to the floor plan.
Good to hear. Not used to having a home with several large floors, are you?
No. Doorways on either side, etc., etc.
Yes, it is a great step away from your previous home, which I'm sorry to have heard, obviously, the explosion that occurred.
Yes.
Most of everything was obviously removed from the residence before such an explosion had happened.
Thankfully, we had been pretty precise in our moving. Weren't too many delays. If there were, well, people may have gotten hurt, but we were lucky in that regards. These scarecrows are definitely a thorn in the side.
I thought they would have fully dispersed ever since the Dasco was shipped off. I don't like saying that, but it seems obviously I cannot truly begin to weigh the grudge they must feel towards me and my family, or even that of Visky and those who've worked underneath me. Still, if I had the chance to try and right the wrong, or maybe try and understand, I would.
With respect, my Baron, I was the first responder to the Corsetto attack. And after seeing that, I doubt there is much that can be done with words now.
That is unfortunate.
It went beyond killing or even making a point. It was barbaric.
It seems that these men are driven nothing by madness and barbarism. That is a shame.
Yes, they targeted the aid station in town as well a couple of days ago as well.
I had heard that. Could not believe a man could sink so low.
Truly shameless.
It's important to know, just in case.
Nonetheless, we will see to it that they are
So for 10 coppers,
snuffed out,
10 coppers a
dealt
trip.
with.
Be careful. I think I've seen.
Take care of all the trash, right?
I think I've seen a few people around town with it, so we should probably stop.
In the coming weeks, I have begun looking once again more potential.
That, I'm actually going to be honest, Dredge, is impossible.
I just want to say position fillers, but someone who might actually be able to fulfill the true role of a capitano, and not fall short, as the last two have.
Yes, we need someone with integrity and the ability to weather the storm, as it were.
Indeed. There is one that stands out to me as of right now. His name is Jericho Gobert. He's a tried man. He's a long tenure serving whiskey of his homeland as security, if you would. I don't know if they have a formal ranking system, but nonetheless, he has the credentials. He seems to uphold loyalty above all.
Yes.
But I still have my skepticism, however.
He had an interview with my father about the position. I don't know how it went, but he's not currently Capitano, so I'm unsure.
No, he is not, but if you wish to make your own measure of the man, by all means.
Perhaps I will.
I would appreciate several opinions on him, seeing as now I cannot be more careful than ever when it comes to this position. I cannot risk nor even begin to think of what would happen if I had a third failure.
I appreciate that you value my opinion, my Baron.
You and your father have been great counsel me, and you have not led me astray. I would make sure that your voices are heard, even when it comes to dealing with the council.
I can't begin to explain how much we do appreciate that, my Baron.
Of course.
This is fine to leave you, my Baron?
This is more than fine.
Then, pleasure, as always. I'm sorry that our initial meeting was under worse circumstances, but I believe it's more or less squared away.
I'm glad. It won't be done until he arrives here with the rest of your company. I'll make sure he lets me know first thing when it happens.
Thank you. I appreciate you handling that, my Baron, truly.
Of course. I would also appreciate if you didn't perhaps spread that around if it wasn't already obvious. That man is... he serves me.
I understand. I will be discreet. I have a feeling his presence will be necessary in this future war with Palamon.
More than you would know.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you again, Rodart.
Of course. Enjoy the rest of your day, my Baron.
To you as well.
Sorry I dragged you away from napping in the sun. There weren't any guards. Come on, let's get you home. Desperate days, Tyler. Desperate days. Yeah, I know. My lord.
It's good to see you. Your warhouse. I saw that one chased this little one earlier. That thing, whatever it is. I believe it's El's dog, but I digress.
Ah, right, yes.
Is your father around? I wish to speak with him.
We can head to the
Watch out,
estate
cat.
and have a look.
I believe you have a posse of animals behind you, my friend.
Ah. You know, this morning I had 3 guards behind me, and now I have this. Come, we can check the estate to see if my father is around. He may be busy. It's been a day.
Of course.
Come on, Tyler. Stop playing with them.
Well, they hear. Animals here are weird.
They are very strange.
Here, let's take the bolt out.
But I watched from the keep.
To the street, so let's
The-
just.
that short dog thing.
Have it low, and here, let me just take it out. Yep, take the bolt out.
Take
Yep,
a
there we
horse
go.
one
Nice
day?
and secure. Don't delay. Yep, bolt's nice and secure.
You jest,
There
surely.
you go, mate. Oh, thank you. Iron
It
arrow.
was on top of a horse, and one of the Imperials were trying to rein it in, and it
A smart idea.
Tyler, why can't you ride a horse?
I'll take it for you.
Opposable thumbs.
probably put Tyler on a horse. I don't know. Won't your road horse ride cavalry most of the time?
We are quite proficient, yes. I might.
You'll probably pick up whoever handle a little beast amongst is.
Pardon me?
So, there he is.
City prosper. You thrive once again. I cannot thank you or your father. The much help you've created. So much
We
done.
promised to leave the province better than we found it, and I like to think we're still in the process.
Well, you do need to speak with words of your father. Some point with the concerned Balaman.
Ah, I see. Yes, that seems to be a pressing matter.
Used to say that Paladin's forces were on the border.
Really?
Yes, we do not know. Quite many troops of mercenaries and Balaman forces. Their job was to actually make sure that the orcs didn't come through into the dynasty. They just allowed them.
I'm sure
Something
that's
not many people know.
the official statement.
I assume they wanted us to be crushed, and then they come in and sweep up the mess. Mutual destruction, and then they come in and clean up whoever survives that we've lived. So,
Well, too bad for them.
Parliament will pay. Not to interesting. It's one thing that many people forget. Though Gradia is ran by merchants and coin and is filled with corruption like any other place. The Imperials need to leave so we can focus on ourselves.
Hmm. Yes, a moment of peace would be nice. We're not being harassed by one thing or another. He may be in meetings, but I can show you into the office.
Of course.
Take a seat by his desk. I'm not sure how long it would take him to swing by, but if I see him, I'll send him this way. Please get comfortable. If you need anything, ask one of my servants or one of my men.
That is fine.
People have a habit of leaving the doors open in this place, Tala. Hey, buddy. Be leaving soon, okay? Yeah, I know. I know. You know what? I'm gonna freaking, yeah, the forge. All right, stand by, chat. Bathroom mat was still fucking wet and cold. Okay. Mm-hmm. I cast trench bath like you evil knave. Mm-hmm. Oh god, I hope he doesn't need me. He's a fucking god just hanging around. Yeah, that's right, you fuck off. Fuck off. Need some book reading music. Why do you lag so much? Why do you lag so? I haven't done a journal entry in so fucking long. Wasn't I supposed to go on patrol? Yeah. I haven't shown up yet. Where are you going, Tyler? Yeah, that's why I'm sitting here. Good night, moon. Good night, stars. Kyla looking all studious when he's got a fucking... It's a pop-up book. Dude, like... How chill would this be? Just like hanging out here in the warm sun, reading a book. Yeah. Or maybe that little spot up there. Hmm. Oh, I wasn't gonna do a journal entry. But maybe I should now. Yeah, the balcony is nice, but no, I guess that's kind of the point. I suppose let's do a journal entry. Do we have a scribe ready? Give me a quill. Tip, 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 tip. Well, here we are again. It has been some time since my last entry. In fact, I don't even recall when that was. I believe it was before the end of the Orc War. Where is it, Tyler? Since then, we have led a Cyclops to destroy the Orc Fortress. Oh, I built... Oh. I helped in the construction of the wharf. In fact, I led the construction of the wharf. I've said this a couple of times, but creating something that will stay is a nice change. We also have a new estate, a castle. And as of today, 400 men to garrison it. It's taking a long time to get used to things. But I'm coming around to it. What is it, Tyler?
My lord?
Hey, Soma. Tyler's growling at something.
How's the talk with Baron Amen?
It was something.
Yeah, no, especially with that privateer. I recognize that man.
Yes.
that was the same individual who like let out guns blazing and shit right in front of Harry's yard, right in front of Harry's place. It was involving all these rats that he was shooting.
You
Fuck,
shooting
he was careless
rats?
with them. Yeah, no, that same privateer, like the first time that I saw that man, he was running around with pistols in his hand.
They loaded up. Was hoping to talk with you or your mother at whatever time works best.
How can I help?
I'll leave this to you.
Thank you so much.
Well, more. Well, I wanted to ask your advice personally. Just about future events. Should things go according to plan. If by by luck, if I do end up being Castillan like your father planned, I would like to. Well, even before that happens, I don't want to say learn the job, but I would like to get a few things under my belt to make sure I'm doing the right thing.
Bit of experience.
Figure out if there's any issues I can work towards. Yeah. So if there's any tasks you feel like I could take a crack at, so to speak, maybe even see if I'm really the right one for the job. But if there's any tasks or feel like I could try.
Yes, if you need experience, how about the next time I'm presiding over one of the town hall meetings, you accompany me, and then you can learn a little bit more courtly intrigue, well not intrigue, but courtly decorum and such. I think that's a good ground to hone your teeth a little bit, as it were.
Oh, well, yes. If you'll have me, that would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Of course. Yeah, it's very boring, so prepare for that. But yeah, I'd be happy to have you and get you used to such things.
Thank you. And yeah, if there's anything you feel, or just anything else that comes up in the head, let me know.
I'll keep that in mind.
I don't want to be I'd rather make mistakes before I take the job.
Absolutely.
How much rides on?
I completely understand. Yes, we'll try and hone you onto it a little bit as best as we can. Fear not.
Thank you, and well, it'll be much appreciated, and I'll make sure to repay kindness once the time comes.
Of course. Unless there's anything else you need to.
Well, nope, that's all. I'll leave you to your business. I'm sure the amount of business you look to is quite staggering. Take care.
Afternoon. Tala was around here. I don't know where she ran off to.
I'll find her. If I'm not around, she likes to be adventurous.
Yes, she was standing by the gate. I had her accompany me and the Baroness, or the Baron, up to the keep. Hope you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. It is fine. She's a retired hound, even though I raised her. She's loyal to the house.
Heppa. My fucking mic was unmuted. Where was I? I must admit, going from nothing to so much is taking a while to change, but I will have many years to do so. I think that's pretty much it. I don't really have much else to say. I should strive to do this more often. It's nice to see the green and gold so prominent. I like green and gold. Purple and gold. I meant to say purple and gold. Scribe, adjust that. Nice to see the purple and gold so frequent. Kyla, got hard. I am holding the book upside down, because if I hold it up the quote-unquote right way, it'll clip to me, because the clipping point is down here, like the anchor point. And if I don't, then it will just kind of like stick to me. So we tend to hold books upside down to avoid that. See, now I can put it wherever I want and it doesn't stick. It's annoying as fuck, because I want to be able to let go of the book and not have it, you know, attached to my fucking penis. What journal entry is, I keep unmuting. What journal entry is this? Okay, there's no one around, we're good. Do we have his journal entries? I have a document in there somewhere. Yeah, where is Ricky anyway? I know it's in the Discord somewhere. Maybe I'll make a thread in the FT discussion. Oh, it's good to sit. Like I spend so long in these days like standing on my feet with my stupid ass knees locked. I know it's not really super entertaining. I do apologize, chat. $16th? Okay. Yeah. My goal is to have something we can come back to if Kyla dies. And then we can have like Arn or someone read his journal. And then we actually have some genuine, like, at the time substance there. And you could like pinpoint where it is based on what he's talking about. I almost want to sit up in the Griffin Tower, but this is just chill, you know? It's like midnight, but I kind of want chicken. Dude, I had that craving last night. It was like 11, and I was like, man, I would devour some nuggets right now. Like, straight up. Don't know if I get it. Well, as long as you guys are okay with it, I do feel really guilty when I need to like when I need to like sit down and like take a breather. We don't get it very often because I try and find things to do, but sometimes it is genuinely like thing to thing to thing to thing to thing kind of stuff. Like we're so busy some days. Yeah, as long as you guys are okay with it. It's also a lot better on my knees. Standing up all the time as hell. Dude, there've been like 7.5, 8 hour sessions where I've done nothing but stand the entire time. And I get out and I'm just like, oh, I did not intend for it to be leg day. Just start raiding Maelstrom. The thing with Maelstrom though is, well, it might be better now because I've messed with my my trackers based on the conversation I had at the start of last session. But the thing with Maelstrom is that I need to sit a certain position to like be on the horse properly. Whereas with this I can like lean back. In fact, I can like fucking, yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. But can your estate do this? Gotta be careful, I'm gonna fall asleep. Yeah, I have thought about it. When I was like, when I saw the expansion, I was just like, dude, I'm gonna have to start riding Maelstrom just to go to the tavern. It's so fucking far away. We're in like the furthest corner we could get. Again, we do have our own bathhouse. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is chill. You know those videos of like, they're like the one that comes to mind is like meditate with Geralt, like the meditate with Geralt, probably because I'm listening to the soundtrack. But it's stuff where they have like a camera set up in the game, and they've recorded like, you know, grass blowing or like clouds going overhead or something, and they just have like the OST playing. We should do something like that. If we had our own like original music in FT, I would totally push for that. We could just set like, you know, it's like, it'd be like POV, it's a long day in Nautis or something like that. And then, you know, we could just have like the camera or like near the docks or like, you know, in the trees or in the grove or something like that. You know, those ones? Yeah, FT lo-fi. Lo-fi beats to reclaim Giwen to, you know, something like that. Yeah, we need our own like original music. We need to hire a composer. Play music in every song. Yeah. We have like Ladia reading her book, or Torty working on like leathers, or you know, Harry farming or watching his farmers or whatever. Kyle is like sitting up somewhere reading. Man, that'd be so good. If only we